Now, when we started off the program, we were talking about, if you missed it, the three, I call my three R's: reflect, regroup, and redirect. And just a quick recap of that. Reflect. Some things have happened in your life. It has brought you to this point now. You have to reflect, not just on how you got there, but reflect on what has brought you to that point, as well as where do you stand in life? Not just with your job, your family, but where do you stand in life? And then the next one, regroup. I need to regroup. I need to gather myself together, gird my loins, and find out, what do I need to do now? Do I want to stay in the same state I was in? If the state that I'm in now was brought on by other circumstances, what can I do to help me better myself? And then redirect. Where am I going now? Where do I want to be in? They usually say about 5 years. Where do you want to be in at least 5 years? When you reflect back on where you've been, what you've been doing, and then you regroup. Okay, I need to get some more skills. I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do that. I need to stop doing this. Then I can redirect myself into the path that, of course, I want to go in, ultimately led by God. Now, when we talk about interviewing, as well as I like to put in their public speaking, they can be kind of the same thing in a sense. What I mean by is, when you're doing public speaking and also when you're doing an interview, you want to know, what are you talking about? When you're in front of someone, whether it's someone you're getting ready to be interviewed by, or you're having to do a speech at your school, at church, or any type of function with an organization, or maybe, a family reunion. You want to know what you're talking about. Have some background concerning your topic. Don't just stick on the one thing and not realize, what, there are other things you can pull in to that. Recently, I was talking to an individual who's going to be making a presentation concerning her organization. And she had great things she was going to bring out. And she's like, but I still, and I said, well, you know what? Bring out the personal side of what's going on. Let them know how someone else feels, especially when you have a certain age group. If you're talking about, let's say, our senior saints, or our elderly, when you talk to those individuals, there are some things that you key in on, so that they, bring it to home for themselves. Of course, if a 15-year-old is talking about all kind of stuff, the iPod and all this other, to a certain extent, they're like, what? Your alphabet's iPod, what, P's? No, that's when you bring it to their level. You know what? On the iPod, we can put some things on here concerning what you like, so that you can listen to or you can watch, and it's personal for you. When you know what you're talking about and bring it to the individual's level, guess what? You have brought them in and you have their attention. Another thing concerning not just public speaking but interviewing is, how do you sound? How do you sound? Now, I was just talking with the individual, and he was telling me how, of course, some individuals talk, their language is not the I forgot the word he used, but a certain type of English. When you go to school, you learn how to talk. When you go home, they may not talk that way. And so you have to continue to educate yourself, to drill yourself, even to get in the mirror sometimes and speak, so that you hear how you sound, or maybe record yourself, so that when you go out, individual will be like, okay, so that's how she talks, or that's what she's going to say, or that's what I say. And okay, it sounds like, what did I say? How did I say that? When you get in front of yourself and you hear yourself, then you know what others will hear. And not just in the sound, also the loudness. If you kind of talk a little soft, and the sound guy is probably getting mad at me for talking soft, then how do you expect individuals to hear you? Now, I know in a lot of, I'm going to say, because I'm in this arena a lot, churches, they always want the sound system to be, just the greatest and the latest. That is good. But remember, everyone heard Jesus, and he didn't have the microphone. But then again, everyone was listening because he had their attention. So when you're able to get someone's attention, know what you're talking about, then of course you're able to carry over and carry out, and you're more assured in what you're saying. Then you have a sound that resonates with the individual, not just here, but also here in their heart. And then the next thing, people listen to your body language. And that goes both ways. When you're in front of someone who's interviewing you and you just sitting all kind of slouchy and, you kind of could care less. You just tell me I had a job. That's kind of how they look, right there that you just saw. No, you want them to have your attention just as well as you want their attention. If they were sitting there like that, you would be thinking, what in the world? I came in for this job and this is how you're going to sit up and look at me? No, give respect and receive respect. Watch how you sit, watch how you look. Of course, watch how you sound and know what you're talking about. With the interviewing, of course, body language, people, of course, have been taught in the professional world to watch an individual's body language. Watch how they sit, watch how they look, watch how they pay attention. And of course, the speaking world, the same thing.